guys, welcome to the LBD Daily. Today we've got such a cool guest, someone who as a brand we hugely admire and has actually been such a support to LBD right from actually the beginning. Donna Aida, she is the denim extraordinaire. She creates the most amazing pieces, one being this. I've got a ton of her items. Her jeans fit every shape and make you feel absolutely fabulous. She is just an absolute Wonder Woman. She had shops all over London and then moved her business to be more online and pop-ups. Oh, and here she is, so let me bring her in.
Hi, darling. How are you?
Hi. Oh, I need to bring this down a little so you can see my face. How are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
Good. You're looking gorgeous as ever.
Well, I'm sort of no makeup because I'm doing a Trish McAvoy live soon, so I'm baseless.
Oh
So
my
I
word.
can do that. So you have to get me no makeup.
Oh my word. Well, I'm Kate to makeup, and I think if that's what you look like without makeup, I need your tricks, and so maybe I'm gonna listen to what you're speaking to. Who's the doctor that you always speak to about skincare?
Well, Dr. Galena and Dr. Ellie. Dr. Galena, I do more body. Dr. Ellie, more skin. Yeah. But then she's more sort of injectables and that kind of thing. Yeah. So this is, but actually then Dr. Galena on skincare, a few different ones.
Well, for those of you that follow Donna, you'll know that she has the most amazing lives all the time, which are very informative. But for the LBD community, Donna, can you please introduce yourself?
So I'm Donna Aida, and I own Donna Aida Denim, which is a denim-based fashion brand, which I started in 2006. We actually started multi-brand retail, so we started with boutiques, and we would sell, J brand frame, well, not frame back then, it was more Page, Ernest Sohn back in the day, lots of all the amazing LA brands. And then we started our own brand in 2012 because the idea was always to start our own brand when we started the boutiques, but there wasn't really an obvious gap for a missing denim brand in the marketplace. And then as we went on trading and serving all our wonderful customers, we realized that it was high-waisted jeans everyone wanted. So that was it.
And so what inspired you to create, before you even had the shops, what were you doing before, and what made you have the decision to go through with Donna Aida?
So I was in marketing and worked for a marketing company, and I wanted to start my own thing. And so I was chatting to a friend of mine about ideas, different sort of service ideas, maybe concierge businesses, was kind of one of them, and all online though, actually. And so funnily enough, I did actually end up starting bricks and mortar. And she said to me, well, you wear jeans all the time, you know so much about jeans, why don't you open a shop that just sells jeans? And that was it. So that's kind of that's how it started with boutique. We then launched online, opened more shops, and then grew the online, then started the brand, started to phase out all the other brands. So then it was just us, then close the bricks and mortar, and then so it's just us, our brand online, very neat, tidy, beautiful, exactly as I want it.
Well, everyone loves it, Donna, because you've got such a community of loyal following who I just in London, I can go down the street, I'm like, yeah, that's Donna Aida. It's everywhere. So talking about bricks and mortar,
yeah,
how was that experience? And did you find that extremely helpful in terms of the growth of your business to then bring it online? Do you find that you met most clients there?
Yes. So the customer is the most important thing in any business at all. So having the stores enabled us to really get to know the customer, understand exactly who the Donna Aida customer is, and know how to serve that customer and how to speak to people. Because as I say all the time, all the retail is you have your product and you have your customer and bringing them together, and that is it. So really getting to see who that girl is and what she wants it's also so informative for any business. Your customer will always tell you a lot about your own business. So I really encourage any person in business to be collaborative with the customer, because they really will help to inform your brand.
Oh, what an amazing answer. Some great advice to take away from this, Donna. Thank you.
Pleasure.
I love that. And so what's very, very cool, if you're on Donna's mailing list, you see that she constantly has incredible releases of new products. What inspires you for these new designs?
I tell you what, for me, so it always happens when I'm either in the shower or in the car. So two places I can't write anything down. And so I have to then sort of like try to like pull over, keep it in my mind, keep thinking like what it is exactly as I want. And like I was driving to London last night and I suddenly thought about our Connie jumpsuit, our Connie dungarees that we just bought out. And so clearly in my mind, I was like, I know exactly what I'm going to do. Take Connie, how I'm going to change it, going to make it in a whole new shape, a whole new style with Connie as the base. I'm like, okay, right. So as soon as I got there, I was like, sent myself an email, exactly what to do.
I love sending myself an email.
And that's it. Yeah. Yeah. And then I kind of speak to Mary, who is our garment tech, explain to her how I want it to look. She then creates the tech. It's called the tech pack, so it's a technical specification that you send to the factory, explaining to them how the buttons and the zippers and everything will work. Mary and I'll discuss it. I'll say, you know, I want it to fit like this, and I say, well, maybe put a dart here, maybe do that. I was just on a call before with my factory, and I do understand production. I do understand how to make things, so I'm quite a practical person. So, and even with, you know, I've got the people who are actually making the jeans there and the QC, head of the QC, and I'm saying, but no, it shouldn't be like that. And then she's like, but it looks like this, and then so I'd go back and say, no, have you thought about this? And then so I'm often, it's very important to work with factories and really get in there with people, with anyone, and sort of say, why is it not like that? Anyway, so I've kind of got off piece.
So from like, let's say the thought process for this product, how many like illustrators, and also how long does it take for that to happen?
No time at all. So if you're working with the same factories for a long time, which I have done, and if it's just if it's a modification to a basic design, so because we have like our sort of high waist and we know exactly how we want the front construction, if it's a pair of jeans or a jumpsuit, if you have that base, you can sort of work from there. So once you've got to that base point is much easier. Getting your sort of range of your core styles, then of course that does take time, a couple of months maybe, depends. And also the longer you work with a factory, the more they understand you and understand your brand and what you want. Having said that, I just had another call this morning. I'm like, no, you've got to pull them back in and say, this is what I want. But you know, it's like anything, it's sort of, you have to really want people to understand you and what you want, and so you have to work on that constantly, whether that was a factory or whatever, because you just have to constantly remind people. You're same way as you have to constantly remind customers that you're there, you have to constantly remind your factory what the quality is that you expect and what the brand is, because unless you constantly are there and working together, things will slide. Of course they will. You have to be, this is how we want it.
I'd love to watch you on these calls, Donna, because I can just imagine you're such a role model and inspiration to so many girls that love to do this.
This call was all in French. I was there, and I don't speak French. So everyone's speaking in French, and I'm sort of gathering it from like, and it's kind of going, they're doing dun, 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 they like this, and then they go, oh, and then there's kind of like, there's all this, and there's this, and I'm like, I know exactly what they're saying.
Well, I guess it's all in the product. And so, Donna, you have built the most amazing community, and like I said before, super, super loyal, who absolutely adore you, not just you, and also the brand, what you bring out. What has been your best process to actually grow a community?
Talking to the customers. I mean, really it is. I mean, if I could say what my favorite thing to do in a day would be, would be, you know, working on production, working on the actual product, creating the product, and then selling the product and talking to the customers. And so, and I think just engaging with people, taking time, you know, and sort of replying to them and that kind of thing. It's really important to engage, you know, to make people know that, you know, you appreciate them, that you care, and that you're present. You know, I think in any brand, if I sort of engage with a brand in any way, and I think that brand owner doesn't acknowledge me or doesn't care about me and isn't present, why am I going to be present?
Yeah, no, that's such a good word. Like that's amazing. And I also think that you also put out amazing collaborations with brands that are very have a lot of synergy with you. That again, I think they just come straight to you from that.
Yeah,
we met at the apartment in Bicester Village.
Yes, exactly. I love it there. So I'm going Friday actually.
Let's live there. Let's all try and let's bring our suitcases.
Let's move in. Oh my God, why not?
And then,
I can't think of a better place.
Oh my word, it is incredible. And again, to the LBD community, Donna shows you what you can and cannot buy at certain times of Vista, and she really does raid that whole area. I actually don't know how you've got the time of the day, Donna, to do what you do, because I follow you vigorously, and I'm like, you're in London, and then you're in Hampshire, and then you're in Bicester, which are in total different areas. I just I'm so proud by that.
What I've sort of learned to do over the years is, instead of, you know, you will get I've got a million things to do, and I've got loads of stuff on my desk I need to do today. And instead of being overwhelmed and sort of seeing millions of different things and go, I've got to do this, and then you do a little bit of that, 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 and then you actually don't do anything, I kind of tune everything else out, and I just do one thing and I finish it completely. And then I'll do on the next thing, and I'll finish it completely. And there may be other things I haven't done for a few days, but I have completely finished those projects, and I know exactly where I am with them. So, and I just have learned not to, like Bobby Does was asking me to do something for a few days. I'm like, well, then you go do it, because I need to do these other things first. So you just have to do one thing at a time, finish it properly, and then get to the other things. And I'm not saying and it just does mean that some things do take a little bit longer, or somebody has to wait a bit longer. But I always do the most urgent things first, finish it completely. I'm totally clear in my mind what's going on with it, how it's working, and then everything else is you can wait.
What star sign are you?
Gemini.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
But it really works, and it helps with your. Otherwise, you can let people push you to do what is to manage to do what is more important to them, not to you. So it's like, no, you can wait, because that's not important to me right now. You can wait a minute. I need to finish this first, and I'll get to everything. But it's like, some things can wait a day or two.
And you know what, I think setting your boundaries and setting your boundaries with people is one of the most important things, I think, when you run a business, because like I said, it gives them the respect to stay away for a couple of days, I'm going to get to it, rather than pestering you.
If it was important, I would have done it. You know, some things just can wait.
No, I agree.
Yeah, it's more important to, you know, get the deans in and keep the production on time and everything, you know.
Totally get you. And so, Donna, when you're talking about having the interaction with your customers, obviously COVID-19 impacted the way that you normally do business, because you ran so many
all the pop-ups and stuff.
Yeah. So going forward, how have you changed the strategy for your business?
Well, actually, in a lot of ways, it's quite positive for us, because we then had to come back to. I came back home, and you know, had to cancel everything as everybody else did. We then had to move our warehouse because the warehouse was closing, and so it was really a busy time for us for a good sort of month or 6 weeks or something. But it was great, because it gave me all this time to do all the things I needed to do and to focus on the website. And actually, it's been for me personally, it's been a fantastic gift, that it gave me all this time. I got to do all the things I was supposed to do. And the business is, you know, increased hugely and as well, because I have focused on online. And for me, and in retail, and I think in a lot of other people in retail, close my computer because keep making it's actually just brought us forward to where we needed to be. So
That's awesome to hear.
which is really good, really good. And I know, you know, about what the government, you know, is doing. I had this conversation with Bobby Dazzler about why, you know, say for example in fashion, they I said, well, why doesn't the government just say you don't have to pay VAT for 6 months or something to sort of help, you know, these shops and stuff? And he's like, well, because they don't but they don't believe in retail, and they think it's all going online anyway, so why save something that's dead? And it's like, it's so brutal, but in a lot of ways it's, you know, as much as I love going into like small boutiques and everything, and it's lovely. I think those businesses will be there to a certain extent for a lot longer, but hopefully, but they're going to have to work so much harder. It's going to be so hard for people if they don't have an online business, or they don't have a, they work very hard on, because it's just easier for everybody just to buy something from a mass retailer online.
Yeah, it's convenient. And also like returns, and also now that you can try something on, have it at home and not have to buy it until you want it. I mean, all these new like methods is making it like why to go to shop. But also I've had a shop on the King's Road, and you having a number of shops. I mean, during this time, I feel so much for these independents.
I mean, wouldn't you just die? I mean, if I was sitting at home and I had, you know, 25 staff, and I had all these stores, and I had the overheads of and rents to pay, it would have just been the most desperate.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think my business would have survived that.
We would have lasted 10 minutes.
Yeah.
10 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, it's a hard time for everyone. And then Donna, what's your view on sustainability as a brand?
So I mean, because denim's a bit of a funny one, because obviously it's really important. Denim, depending on how much you wash it. So on the one hand, your jeans, there's a very hard working garment, and you should be able to have it for years and years and years and love it, wash a million times, and it'll actually just get better with age. But it actually does take a lot of water to make it. So cotton's very thirsty. You also then have to apply washers as well to it. So it costs the earth quite a bit to make the jeans, but then they should hang around for a very long time. So it's a bit of a double-edged sword for me, and you know, in denim. But in terms of I don't know, sort of like longer term, what our answer is on some of that with a higher wash on the jeans. So I'm wearing the Fran jean today, and it has a lot, and actually the jumpsuit you're wearing, it's got a stronger wash on it, but it's still not a huge, it's not it hasn't got a huge wash. And we have an EIM score which says what the sort of the environmental impact is in every pair of jeans that we make. So for the most part, we have a very low score, and then we have the occasional product with a much higher score, but we do try to keep that score down. So for example, like the Dolly and Blackest, as you know, our Blackest fabric, and the Mini Blackest, no wash at all. So actually, you know, you're not then going through like laundries and laundries with water in machines for hours and hours and stuff. So and then in terms of our packaging, what we've done is actually maybe I can show you.
Yes, please show us.
Yeah, so these are, so instead of tissue paper, so these are these tote bags. So every time you get you get an order online, instead of like wrapped in tissue, there'll be some like phasing out because these only just got delivered last week. So you get your delivery in that inside a box, which then if you return it, you just rip it off and put back on. So we're really sort of, as we go on, like instead of just reordering, as we go, we're changing everything. We're looking at every bit of packaging and that kind of thing to make sure that we're not over packaging things. We've never over packaged things anyway. I've always been quite aware of that. but we're trying to like pull it back. And then you can use these bags, you know, use it
Yeah.
to go do shopping and that kind of thing, you know.
I love it. I love your branding, so I'd happily take that around town.
Thank you. Yeah, I love our branding too. It's great.
But also, a fun fact for you, Donna, most people on average, wear an item of clothing 7 times before they bin it and put it in. I probably wear your jumpsuit like probably 7 times a month. So the life cycle of all, and I'm, like I said, and all my friends who I know that own products by you, they're getting much more wear out there. And actually, like you said, it's a purchase for life because it grows with you.
Wear it. And exactly, and it's sort of, it always feels fresh, always feels cool and modern, like you just wear it. So only 7 times.
I can send you a whole document on it. I've got like all the stats. It's crazy.
God, I feel like I've got all the key information.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'll send you some like little like, you know, snippets that are good to use. We can have, you know, we can have another call where we talk all about sustainability because like there's so many fun figures. And that's
such a shame, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it is a shame, and that's why, like, you know, we brought LBD out so we can be more efficient with our clothes, wear more of them, or if you're not having a life with them, then give them to friends or sell. So there's so many things that you can do with your clothes. I don't think I'm ever going to part with my jumpsuits and jeans from you, Donna. That's what I'm not going to do.
I'm so pleased. But that's why we do at the end of every month, on the last Sunday of every month, we have our sample sale online. We do a piece of me, which is all of my clothing and my pieces that I then resell. So it sort of just keeps everything turning. And in terms of like, you know, our own efficiency of like sale and that kind of thing, we just never have anything. We never have loads of product left over. We don't store loads of stuff. We just don't.
Yes, you don't have the jeans that I love. Because you haven't reproduced those jeans I love. You know, the high waisted with the clips.
In the black?
No, in the denim.
Yeah, we have. Yeah, we have. Not in the Moonlit Morning, the one that you like. That one's like, that's an old denim, but we changed. So the new one in Moonlit Morning's coming, and then I think it lands on Sunday.
Well, you know who to DM when that happens.
Yeah.
Me. I'm doing a pre-order.
Yeah.
I love it. I hope you've written that down to make sure you send me a message. And then, so Donna, as I said before when I introduced you, you are a big inspiration for us as a brand because you totally rock it. I know you've given us a lot of snippets to take away in terms of a business and running a business. But for anyone out there who is thinking about starting a fashion brand, what would be your one piece of advice, or a couple, like whatever you think would be necessary to tell someone about that?
I would say, for me, just in my own journey and my own experience that I could offer would be, if you truly know what you want to do and what you want to create with your brand, be single-minded about it, and if you're starting your own business, everyone will tell you what to do. People love giving advice, absolutely love it. But then if anything goes wrong, they go, oh yeah, why did you listen to me? So I would say, be very sure about what you want to do. Listen to your gut instinct. Believe in yourself. Don't take everybody's advice. Of course you can listen to people, and of course, you know, take some, but don't be, if you feel yourself being swayed constantly saying, but so-and-so told me to do this, and I've taken the advice. If I speak to somebody, they say, well, I'm taking the advice. I'm like, well, then you obviously don't have the courage of your own convictions. And if you don't have the courage of your own convictions, you shouldn't be in business. So truly know what you want to do, go for it, believe in it, and stick to your vision and stick to what you want. And you'll always have people either side of you until you then prove yourself and that you know what you're doing, and then people will fall away and stop telling you what to do. But believe me, in the beginning, you'll find everyone telling you what to do, which drives me crazy. I'm like, let somebody, if they want to start something, or if they have a fantastic idea, get them, just go for it, get off to the races. And you know, if their idea isn't strong enough, or if they're not that sure, they'll work that out themselves. But I think anyone that does have a very is passionate and is entrepreneurial, and if they have a good enough idea, they will be able to do it.
Amazing, thank you, Dot. Yeah, because I mean, Lexi and I always talk about like going into business, like, you know, just have no fear and trust your gut. And, you know, and also like you said, if you fail, that only drives innovation. So do it. especially at this time where like we need to be creative because the world is, you know, going through disarray, and this is the perfect time to do that.
Yeah, but you know, when I first started, I remember I was actually talking about starting Donna Aida with a friend of mine, and we were talking about it, and then we were talking to friends of ours and stuff, and then it was one of her boss who we were actually having dinner with, and he said, but what will you do if it fails? What would you do? She said, well, at least we've tried, we'll just go get jobs. And I'm like, I couldn't believe she said that to him. And I thought, it's not going to fail, and you are not doing this with me, because you just, I mean, for me, there was no option. It was going to work. Come hell or high water, anything that had to happen, it was going to work. So I think if you do have that in your mind at any point, then like, oh, if it fails, well, you know, you should never even let that come into your mind. And if it's totally in your stratosphere, maybe you're not that sure about it.
Completely.
It is like failure doesn't even come into the room ever.
Yeah, it's all or nothing.
Absolutely.
And so Donna, thank you for my last question for you.
Yeah.
What would be your one like fashion tip for the LBD family?
Oh, know your style. Find your uniform. Be you know, if you put something on, unless it fills you with complete joy, if you're asking yourself, oh, do I like this? Does it look good? If you have to ask the question, the answer is no. So if there's ever a question in your mind, take it off.
Love that.
But you should be so sure. You should put it on and go, yes, it's amazing. Or it could just be that actually maybe it's a styling thing, maybe you need to change the shoe. But if you're having to really, again, if you're having to really work at something and really style it up and really, you know, again, walk away, you should be able to put anything on and go, yeah, I feel fantastic. And always ask yourself, if there's someone you really admire, so whoever it is, if it's like Jane Fonda or Kate Moss or Claudia Schiffer, who is a girl that you absolutely love and you love her style? So whatever you're wearing that day, you put it on and say to yourself, oh my God, if I bumped into Claudia Schiffer today, what would she think? You know, you can't think, oh, I hope I don't see anybody because I kind of like this outfit and I really want to wear it, get some wear out of it. But if I saw anyone, they'd think I was a bit mumsy or a bit uncool. You should be able to bump into your ultimate style icon and have them think like, she looks amazing.
You know what's so funny though, Donna? Because like I see you dress up like amazing on the Sundays, and there was one time where we were actually in the same area. I was like, oh no, I don't want Donna to bump into me because I'm not cooking. So there's my point. So you're my one.
I was going to say, did you see me? And I was just like, no makeup, and like I am right now.
Well, you look fabulous. And so Donna, thank you so much for your time. And those who, guys, Christmas is coming up and Donna's doing a job at the end of the month on a sample sale and has most incredible stuff. And I'm sure you've got amazing releases coming up to Christmas.
Yeah, we do. Yeah. And you need to watch us at 3 p.m. because you need to, because then the makeup's going to go on at 3 p.m.
Okay. I'm going to be watching. And also, I'm sure you and Bobby Daz are going to do some amazing cooking sessions up to Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
And everyone tune into that because that's amazing. Like,
there'll be the cooking, there'll be the Christmas cakes, there'll be the Christmas tree. It's all happening. We're staying put, so it's going to be very Christmassy.
You guys need a TV show. Like, you're the ideal couple for a TV show. Like, I keep on thinking I could just watch all of you, like, both at the same time. I remember meeting your husband for the first time. I was like, oh my God, I've got, like, stage fright because I've been watching you for so long.
He's so cute.
And the dogs. I mean, they're just fantastic.
I know. They're sitting on my desk. Eduardo was trying to make a break for it. I think he wanted to go to the loo, but he's settled back down again.
Oh, good. You know what a nasty surprise when you finish.
Yeah, exactly. He has precious sensors on my desk.
Well, thank you again, Donna. We love you and thank you for your time.
Thank you, darling.
Sending you so much love.
All right, girls. Take care. I can see Lexi. Bye, Lexi. Okay, bye. Take care.
You too.
Bye, darling. Bye.